Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Zyori Podcast. We're here at episode number 108. That means it is June 23rd, 2017, about 11:30 a.m. here in beautiful mountain time in Colorado. Back from China, back from all of the other adventures of our lives. Trent, it's been a little while since we popped down for one of these. I think it was after Manila, but before I went to China, right? Does that
sound right?
Properly placed the last podcast?
Yeah. Or was it when you were in Sweden? No, you were in Sweden, and I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe I was in Sweden. I think I'd come back from Sweden, but it's been a hot minute, and a lot has happened. We now have TI7 invites. We know who's going to be playing in the qualifiers. We know a little bit about the qualifiers. Still haven't seen that announcement from old Moonduck yet about the Moonduck Hub, but don't worry. It's coming. We got something. There's work happening behind the scenes. There are memes being created. Dankness is being brewed as we speak.
Indeed. Yeah.
I have a spoiler, actually. I
love spoilers.
Trent, you haven't seen. You need to turn on the stream. Do you have it open right now?
Yeah, I have it open.
Okay. So I have just a picture from the filming that we did yesterday. And there's not a banana for reference, but it's big. So let's just see if, okay, I think this will pick up. That is an asshole in the wall of our staircase.
What? Oh my God! Whose ass is that?
That would be Shane's. Shane actually fell down the stairs trying to do a take, and we now have a serious hole in our wall. And yeah, we were taking bets on how much that one will cost to get fixed. But this might be the most expensive video that Moonduck has ever made. So I hope y'all are ready for the debut of the glory that is to come. And I'm not going to spoil any more than that, but know that there is an ass in it, and it goes through a wall.
That's actually perfect.
Fuck. Shane is not dead. He is not hurt, except mentally. I think he felt kind of bad, but really was not his fault.
He would feel bad, actually. It
was a group fail. There was a lot of negative peer pressure going about. It was very similar to that Bill moment in Montreal, where just really the entire group was equally to blame for just getting out of control as a mob. This was very much like that. We're just fucking do it, man. It's going to be awesome. Awesome for the wrong reasons.
Well, condolences to the wall.
You know, I think we fucked up, though. I think next hub, we're going to fly in a few more people, like strategically bring in a few people a bit early so that we can make content. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We
I
definitely,
agree.
like, if you and Sunsfan had been here 5 days ago, like right when we got back from China or a little bit before, you guys could have definitely made some content that I think would have been good that we're just not going to have time to produce now because, you know, you're going to get here and the hub starts, I mean, pretty quickly after. We're not that far away, dude. The opens start in what, like today, tomorrow? I mean, it's probably less than 24 hours.
They're already going, buddy. The opens are already flying away. The opens
are fucking happening, man. We're doing it. We're living it.
It's so weird to like not be able to cast the opens. I don't have time. I'm like getting ready to leave. I got shit going on tonight. I already packed, you know, and I've got other stuff going. I feel bad.
Crazy.
I'm trying to watch a lot of the opens, but yeah, I'm basically gone, dude.
Damn. It's wild. See, but it's different because you're staying after. That's what I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, that is true. That's going to be a lot of fun. I don't just like ditch immediately, but I wish I'd come early so I could be like making content and shit.
Yeah. Well, it's true. Yeah, we kind of backloaded it, but it's going to be a banging vacation. Now, I want to start with a little aside here, Trent. I have an anecdote. Okay. I don't know.
I love anecdotes.
I know you follow my Instagram very closely, but last night
I don't have an Instagram, and I don't think that surprises you.
But you can still see the pictures, right? I tweet them, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
I saw a rendition of Shakespeare last night. The Taming of the Shrew, right?
I did see that.
Basically, 10 Things I Hate About You. We all love that old Heath Ledger, Julia Stiles flick, right? Pretty much the same thing. There's a lot of deception, and it's all about these two sisters. One of them everybody loves, and she's real hot, and then her sister is ugly and all this shit, and the father makes a rule to try to get the ugly one out, that the young one can't get married until the hot one the ugly one gets married, so they do all this trickery to court the ugly, obnoxious shrew, as they call her. So it's a very interesting Shakespeare. It's probably like my 4th or 5th favorite overall. Do you like Shakespeare here, Trent? Are we about to go into this? All right. So what are your like top 5 plays or top 3?
Oh my god. Okay, I'm not that into it. Plus, it was a long time ago. I was an arts major, so I've
Okay.
watched most of them.
All right.
Comedy of Errors was my personal favorite, especially the one that I've ever seen in terms of a play.
I don't know that one.
Don't know. See, wow. I guess maybe it's you who's on the back foot then.
See, well, I just have a selective. The ones that I know well, but outside of that, I don't have a wide breadth of Shakespearean knowledge. But I'd say number 1, Midsummer Night's Dream. Number 2, probably Hamlet. Number 3, probably Macbeth.
Macbeth. I haven't read that in forever.
Yeah,
I've never seen Macbeth. I've only ever read it. That would be a good one to go see, actually.
It's good. I mean, Macbeth is a classic. I mean, Macbeth and Hamlet are classics, but really two that I enjoy quite well. Number 4 probably is where Taming of the Shrew comes in 4 or 5, and I feel like there's another one, but I'm forgetting its name. So if I can't remember its name, I probably Romeo and Juliet. Of course, you got to put it up there.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's overdone and it's cliched, but it is fucking fabulous, man. And I actually have forgotten some of the fine print on that one. I got into the Hamlet thing, and so there's a little bit of Shakespeare in Dota, right? Like the little fairy dragon, right? Puck, where do you think that fucking name comes from, dude? That's Midsummer Night's Dream. Robin Goodfellow. That's good shit. Heroes of Newerth took it to a whole nother level. There was a character in Han called the Dark Lady. Right? And that's Shakespeare's Dark Lady from the Sonnets. That's like his whole thing. And Han also had there was another Shakespearean reference and I forget it now.
It's Yorick, right? That's the is there any Yorick references? The skull from Hamlet? I'm trying to think. That seems like one that some video game would steal, but I can't really
probably.
think of one.
Isn't there's a
Skyrim.
Character in League that has a name very similar to that, but it's probably 1 or 2 characters different.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Man, you should actually. I've read Taming of the Shrew. That sounds like a good one to go see.
Comedy of Errors is fantastic. It's definitely one that you would want to see rather than read, but it was very funny. I remember going in like second year university with my now wife.
Yeah. All right. Well, so here you go, buddy. Last night, right? This beautiful. It's like a 500-seat classic outdoor amphitheater where they give you those little half folding chair things to sit on, so you have a little bit of backrest, but you still get the kind of stone experience. It was really nice. The CU Boulder campus is pretty nice anyway, but I was impressed with the quality of just the overall very minimalist stage. Quite good. Hamlet's coming on. I think it starts July 1st. You trying to go see it on the 2nd? We could get tickets.
Hell, dude, let's go.
Let's go. All right, I'm in. We have it on record here. Kelsey and I both enjoyed it, and we thought, you know what? Trent's going to be here, and this is way better than going to the nudie hot spring with the weird manager guy. This is way better. This is a much better outing. We can get some beers at a brewery and then go drink some wine like classy sorts.
Wow.
At the goddamn
Shakespeare.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Not what I was expecting.
I know, man, but it was quite good. I was surprised. It had a 1940s twist on it, so. Which I was not sold on at first. I thought that would be a little bit much, but it wasn't forced.
I had a nightmare last night.
That's like how they
because
that really popular Romeo and Juliet was like 80s or something,
Gabe
right?
brought me in a room and said,
Slacks.
"Did you try to put a bugle up your dog's anus?"
We got a sub. God damn it, Mott's stupid sub things or so. I was like, "What the? Where is Slacks coming from?" And then I heard him say, "Gabe Newell saw me put a bugle up my dog's anus." Oh, Jesus. I just got trolled like fuck. I'm not going to lie. Thank you. God damn it, subs. You're awesome. But podcast. Okay.
Really helping out the podcast.
Yeah, it completely. That's why I turn it off, because it completely derails whatever I'm thinking or talking about. I can't. I used to be able to multitask so well, and I don't know what happened. It's like I got a little bit older, and I just completely lost it. But damn, dude, these emotes are sick nasty. Look, we got the hippo riding the goddamn cube. I have that on my phone, Trent. Do you know how often I show that thing off to people?
Oh, really? You like that one?
Dude, when I lost my bag at the airport, they said, is there anything identifiable on it that's unique to the bag? And I said, well, there's a sticker of a hippo riding the earth, and it says moonduck. And then I showed the lady that picture on the back of my phone, and she said, oh, it looks like a Pokemon. I was like, yeah, kinda. That's a pretty accurate description, except it says in real text moonduck, MOONDUCK. And she goes, okay. And then 5 seconds later, is it a Pokemon? Was I right? And I was like, no, it's my company logo.
It's my company.
It's a little hard to explain. I've been on a plane for 30 hours. It's essentially a Pokemon. I just let it go. I let her have it,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we have a plan now then. So come to Colorado. I mean, I don't know why I'm coming to Colorado. Who knows why? I could possibly be there and Shane's
The
there.
4th of July, dude.
Who knows?
It's a 2-week
that's the
4th of
only
July
reason.
party.
Yeah. So that's gonna be exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Actually, what do you guys do? Like, what's gonna be going down? Do you know in like Denver during 4th of July? Are there like fireworks?
I actually do not know. I mean, this is my first 4th of July in Denver myself, right? I have not, or Boulder really, but I haven't been out here for a complete year yet. So I don't know. I mean, surely Kelsey will have some ideas. I think fireworks probably in order, the old classic, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not.
Good,
I'm
good.
actually not huge on fireworks. I won't lie. I see him once,
Okay.
see him twice. It's all the same, man.
Here's the thing, though. I agree. They're not the greatest thing ever. But think about the other things that usually hold that, like, you know, there's a holiday. So there's a number of things that can happen during said holiday that you kind of have to attend to with people in order to celebrate that holiday.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going in a public space. The number one thing is probably good free concerts. That's probably the best, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a quality thing, especially if it's just like kind of short, it's good. But the absolute worst thing is parades.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than a parade. Like, so fireworks, like if this is concert like over here, this is parade here. And you know, fireworks are like here, right next to like free concert, right? Like they're pretty good. It's close. It's not a parade, so I'm okay with fireworks. But I agree, they're not the greatest thing ever.
I'm with that. Parades are a weird. I'm not surprised to hear that
hate
either.
parades.
I feel like
Dude,
that. It's a gamer thing. You know, parades are it's really the opposite of everything we love. You're surrounded by people, you're outside, you have no control, you're purely a spectator. The internet's all about control, man. You're playing games where you're fucking shit up, you're the leader, you're the protagonist, you know? Everybody who loves gaming is at least can empathize with the control freak mentality, I think. And parades are just
they always stop.
Yeah, it's just
every time they like pause, and you're like, how is this that much of an issue, guys?
Yeah,
like this is a road.
Now I'll also say I have had to be in more parades than I'd care to admit, and I think that has scarred me more so. You know what I mean? I dislike parades more than the average person because I'm just burned out of it. You know, my family used to own horses. I used to be a little equestrian, right? Oh, what's a great American thing to do on the 4th of July?
You used to be a little
ride your horse in the goddamn parade.
I forgot about that. That sounds like a Colorado thing. Can we go horseback riding?
We could.
You want to teach me some things, dude?
We could probably ride some horses. I was more of an English rider, and out here it's mostly Western, but I can do it. You know, it's
Please explain the difference, sir.
So Western is the cowboy style, right? Rodeo is Western. Any kind of roping is Western.
Oh,
the saddle has a horn.
Saddle.
No,
you ride with both legs on one side. That seems like how I envision you on a horse.
Side saddle is some outdated. It is English, but it's some outdated, weird women's only thing from the sexist times when women weren't supposed to open their legs.
There are people who say tights are women's only as well, there, bud. So.
Well, that's true. I've never done side saddle. It's hard for dudes. It kind of crunches your junk, so I don't think you really do that. But yeah, so Western has the horn on the saddle, and it's also the reins. They're not tied together, so it's two. You hold them differently. It's kind of like chopsticks versus a fork.
Wow. That's quite the analogy.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel because I'm an English rider, so I feel like Western's hard because they're not tied together. English, you just hold it like very intuitively, the way you would think you would kind of hold the reins to ride a horse. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, horseback riding is kind of cool. You know, it's neat to be connecting with this giant, massive animal that's like way bigger than you, but is still responsive to you. You know, like you're in charge and you're telling it like how to make shit happen. But at the same time, it's only so rewarding, and it's fucking tiresome and dirty, and they shit a lot, and there are some weird, like, kind of ethical issues about, like, what are we doing here? We're just keeping this fucking slave in captivity so we can dance around and pay a lot of money to win ribbons and be like, yes, that was quite good, thank you, yes, and then drive home and just, that's it, it's over.
And the horse just sits in this bar.
Yeah, and then the horse just is glad it
sad.
didn't die, you know, like, ugh. It's strange. But anyway, it is kind of cool. You know, I mean, ultimately, horses are pretty simplistic creatures. They're pretty dumb. They're creatures of habit, and they like being occupied. And
are they smarter or dumber than a dog, do you think, in your experience around both? Or is it, like, kind of even?
No, I think the smartest dog is smarter than the smartest horse. You think about the really intelligent breeds, like a German Shepherd or something.
Yeah, that's fair. There's probably some horses smarter than dumb dogs, though. I see what you're saying. Like,
yeah.
I can agree. I've met some really dumb dogs.
I mean, it's breed specific. There are specific breeds they use for like police dogs, you know, and like various other like detective work and that kind of shit. Like drug dogs, usually it's like a shepherd, you know. There are specific dogs that are very good at doing stuff like that, and very adaptable to training. Like, you ever see the sheepdogs, the border collies, dude? Those things are nutso. They train them with whistles that can make multiple tones, so they can make like 16 different sounds with the whistles, and each sound means something different to a different set of dogs. So each dog has its own frequencies. So you have this like Rolodex of dogs, and the guy's just sitting there playing this thing like it's a goddamn ocarina of time, just and the dogs are all fucking going crazy, and they're like, you know, there's 2 different packs of sheep, and then one dog from each pack isolates a single sheep out of the mini pack. And then it's nuts, dude. It's insane what you can train those dogs to. I've never seen a horse do anything remotely like that.
My neighbor, actually, when we moved and bought this house, I don't know him very well. His name's Sebastian. He's French. I can't tell if he's actually from Quebec or he's literally from France, though. It's a little hard to tell. I don't know him very well, but I edge more towards he's actually from France. But one thing he does is he always walks this dog that he has, and he wears a GoPro every time he walks it. I don't know. I feel like maybe this guy has like the secret life of this dog that he like streams on Twitch IRL. That's what I like to imagine, at least, because he never goes for a walk without the GoPro strapped to his chest.
Damn.
I don't know. But I think it's a chow chow. That's what my Google research has led me to believe.
A chow chow.
Yeah, let me link this little picture of it here.
I think those are usually shit dogs, man. I think they're kind of aggressive.
No, he even said he said, yeah, I really like him, but he's a very difficult breed. Because I guess he's like a semi-professional dog dude. He does some other dog-related things.
Huh.
No, it is definitely not a rat. It is quite a large dog, and sometimes he howls when they're gone, and I can hear him howling.
Oh my god!
And,
I mean, yeah, they're pretty cute.
He prances everywhere he goes, and he's very like even that description says aloof. He's extremely aloof. That's the best word to describe this friggin' dog, dude. Like every time it walks anywhere, it's like kicking its legs. Like, you know how when dogs like take a shit or something or piss, they always do that little kick thing. That's like him everywhere. Like everywhere he goes, but it's not a show dog or anything, so it's not like he's trained to do that.
Yeah,
but it's pretty funny. They're weird dogs, but yeah, he's really dumb. Like the guy even said, like they're not very smart.
Oh yeah. No, it's a real thing. You can tell a palpable difference in breeds. You know, think about those old hunting dogs, like a hound dog or something, dude. They're just fucking amped up and ready. You know, a bird flies by and they're like, we're fucking going, let's go. And they chase it, you know. Not every breed is like that. You know, I've also like, do you think that fucking pug upstairs, that inbred lard ass is doing anything? Like, it's... Dude.
Get Mr. Rue on the camera at some point here, by the way. Make sure he shows up for the people.
We'll see if he comes down. I think he's here. He's
you guys will hear him.
Well, we've had the Yorkie here the last couple of days. Kelsey brought over the little. Did you meet the Yorkie when?
No, I've heard about the Yorkie.
Archie, he's pretty good. He's pretty cute. But that's another example. Like Yorkies are they're a high strung breed, man. They're high energy. They're trying to fuck.
If you guys don't know, Andrew's parents, are they both veterinarians? Is that right?
They are.
Yeah, so he's all in the know. Like, you gotta like get your dog cred here because
that's true.
You've been around a fuck ton of dogs.
That's true.
Like, you kind of know your shit.
Yeah, I'm not bullshitting. When I was a young sprout, I spent many a year working in my mom's clinic as just cleaning up cages and poop and doing all sorts of basically just the grunt work. You restrain animals, you draw vaccines, take out the trash, do laundry. You do a lot of laundry, but you get to see some shit just by proxy. Being there, and one of the darker aspects of my job, Trent, I was the bag him and tag him guy, So when you come in, old dog gets put to sleep. I'm the one that comes in, throws it in a bag, seals it up, tags it, then tosses it in the freezer. It's a brutal
Someone has
job.
to do it, buddy.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of dead animals. But
seen a lot of roadkill.
Yeah, it changed me.
I had to kill a chicken once. That's the closest I ever did to putting something down.
You had to kill it.
Yeah, we were. My friend, I don't think I've ever told you this story. My friend and I were watching Wyatt Earp. Have I told you this before?
No.
I don't know. It's like this. It's super long. Hold on, let me see. Film. We were really young. We were like 12 or like 13 or something. 1994. This is probably the right one. Can I get a length here? It's. Let's see. 3 hours and 21 minutes. That is definitely the one. Plus, not only was it the movie, it was the movie on TV. So 3 hours 21 minutes with commercials. But we had nothing to do, right? It's the middle of the night. We're just watching some Wyatt Earp. We decided kind of as a joke that we'd finish it as much as we could. So we're halfway through the movie, and we hear this screaming outside. And we're like, "What is that noise?" Because I live in the middle of the woods when I was a kid, like no neighbors at all, completely alone. Only thing even close to us was the highway.
Okay.
So we heard the screaming. We're like, "What the fuck is that?" And I have chickens and I have a dog, and we're pretty confused. And the dog starts going crazy, and we're just like, "Oh shit!" So we start going out, and we start following this screeching noise, and it was very terrifying. It was a really weird noise. I didn't know what we were going to find. I actually had no clue. So we're kind of like half shuffling and kind of half running. So it's this awkward, like trying to be quiet, but also like, what the fuck is this? So we grab a shovel because we figured that'll protect us. So we get there, and we have this flashlight, and we finally get there, and we shine the flashlight on, and it's this chicken that it was a coyote or a raccoon or something that got him, and he had taken him, somehow he got into the pen or something, and he grabbed this chicken and he dragged it out like 200 feet from the pen, and the neck had been extended to about this long. It was pretty gross. It was definitely super gross, and the chicken was still wiggling around, so I had to finish the deed because that was one dead chicken, but he was still alive. Pretty gross.
Damn, dude.
That was when I became a man, guys. That was the end of baby trend.
That is brutal. Holy shit. Yeah, I have not actually had to kill many things in my experience. I've witnessed a lot of things die, you know?
I'm witnessing our frames die right now. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Nah, Shane was having this issue the other night. I think we need to reset the internet. I meant to do it the other day, but it's one of those... we've had people awake like almost 24/7. It's been brutal. But hopefully this is not a sign of things to come. Now, the good news, though, is we have a backup plan ready to rock and roll in case the worst scenario happens. You know, fucking the internet, for whatever reason, is shit in the bed. And I actually don't know why it's dropping so hard right now. We can keep the local going, Trent, and we'll see if we can reset the stream here, though. Who knows? I bet what's happening right now is somebody is downloading on Steam.
I 100% guarantee.
And it's dumping the connection. And Maud even told me the other day, he was just like, yeah, you know, we're having some issues with the internet, but I realized that I took the bandwidth cap off of a couple of the computers. So let me ping in the group.
Okay. Chat's panicking, but it's okay, guys. We'll be back stream, and he said locals still going.
Yeah, it's all good. So, Trent, we're just going to keep pushing through. Fuck them. It's okay. Let the picnic happen, because people on YouTube are going to watch this and watch the Twitch chat and go, ha-ha, ha-ha.
Get him. Got him.
Got him. But, yeah, I just pinged in the group, so if someone's downloading, hopefully Slacks will stop torrenting upstairs.
Oh, look, we're kind of back.
Yeah,
we're getting
sort
there.
of.
Yeah, so it's probably just going to be kind of framey until people stop, so...
Whatever. What were we talking about, though? I completely forgot.
I don't know. We're off. I killed the chicken.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it.
You killed a chicken. It's fucked. Dota, man. Should we talk about TI invites a little bit? Is it time to move into some esports chatter? Because
yeah, sure. This is when I actually like to talk about TI invites after they're announced. I'm one of those rare people that doesn't give a shit about what it might be. I don't, but I mean, it's fun. I think it's nice that there are some people that like talk about the speculation. Like most people do. I mean, almost every single person I know like made some sort of tweet or commentary about it. I just don't like. I don't care, man. Valve's gonna do their thing. I'll look at it after. I think the invites are good.
Yeah, I think this makes it's hard to disagree with any of these, right? 6 direct invites: OG, Virtus Pro, Evil Geniuses, Team Liquid, Invictus Gaming, and Newbie. You know, all of them have been winning quite a bit. I think if you look at commonalities across all of the analysts, you know, that's what's cool about it. It's not really about one individual person, even though they all make it about like, oh, I've always predicted, you know, whatever. It's cool to see kind of the aggregate of, okay, of all of these analysts, what are the commonalities? Like everybody has OG, everybody has Virtus Pro, everybody has Evil Geniuses, everybody is Team Liquid. So those are teams that you can pretty much assume are locks. And then the question really more becomes, are there going to be 6 invites? Are there going to be 8 invites? Are there going to be 4 invites? Nobody really knows. So that's what makes it kind of interesting to Theorycraft.
It's too bad, honestly. I feel the worst for Secret for sure. I think there's pretty much no doubt that they were the next team to get an invite. So they really did. I think Kezu, at least I was reading the notes on Kezu's interview that he recently did with the Defense of the Patience guys. And he even said, like, if they had won Summit and Planet Odd had won Galaxy Battles, I 100% agree with what he said. They both probably would have got invited, and they would have extended the list to 8. But thankfully, because they didn't win the Summit, there was no, like... I think maybe if they won the Summit, they would have got an invite, but it probably still would have required something else, just because Newbie was looking so good, so... It's a little unfortunate for them. There's, like, so close to qualifying, but at least they have a pretty easy qualifier this time compared to last year.
Yeah.
Which is good. But yeah, it's a little unfortunate. Definitely feels like they could have got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agreed. But the general format seems interesting as well. 18 teams this time, Trent, which I think pretty much everybody was expecting 16 realistically. I guess depending on where you count wild card, because technically those teams did go to TI, even though they only play in that opening round. And if they get eliminated, that's it, as we've seen at past tournaments. But this is actually an 18-team format, right?
Yeah, this is hype, dude. They all get to play in the group stage.
Yeah.
So no one gets just old. And it's only the bottom team that gets eliminated straight up, which I think is nice at a Group A and Group B. And then bottom 4 then go to lower bracket, top 4 go to upper bracket.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. I'm pretty down with the format. I'm not sure in terms of the actual main event. I like the format. I'm not sure how I feel about the qualifier format. What do you think about best of ones and all these shenanigans?
I actually didn't really realize where's the text for that?
Let me tell you, my friend. I'm just looking at it on the main qualifiers on Wikipedia, for example, but there was another website where they just put it out. But it depends on how many of invites are available in your region. So, for China, SEA, EU, and NA, this is across all regions. There is one group, and it's all played in a round-robin format. All matches are a best of 1. If you have 2 seeds, if you have only... I'm trying to remember how this works. So if you only have one person qualifying for the whole thing, that doesn't matter. So CIS and South America doesn't matter. It's good that you won the group, but you don't automatically get to go to TI. If you're an NA, China, SEA, or EU, if you are the best out of the round robin, you're directly into TI, which is pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah, I'm reading it right now. You're right. So, yeah, China, C, EU, NA, all best of 1, straight up round robin format.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you just go. And then there's like a phase 2 that's just your classic double elimination. So in order to then get the other slots, you have to go through double elimination, play out, kind of classic stuff you guys are used to. In terms of the number of invites per region for the qualifiers, what do we got here? Counting the 3C and 5 CN spots are total bullshit. I disagree, actually. I think China is definitely worthy of all of those. Definitely the 2 invites as well. Like the top 4 Kiev, IG, boom, they're in. Newbie, definitely the other top, like if there's only 2 teams that weren't top 4, you're going to invite. Newbie's one of them. They've been performing well. They look good. You have to invite them. And then look at these other teams that are left in China. These are good teams. CDC is a good team. They should have been at the summit, but they had the visa issues. EHOME, another good team. Like, they've got Faith Beyond now. They're, like, upgraded compared to before. They could win TI, honestly. Like, all of these teams are super strong, and they're way stronger than, like, these EU other teams, for sure. Like, anyone other than Secret.
EU has become this really top-heavy region now, where I think this makes sense. When you look at direct invites, and you've got half of the direct invites are EU teams, right? Well, okay, Virtus Pro is CIS technically, but I still lump them into that region kind of. But OG and Liquid, there's a big drop-off. You've got Secret, who have been performing well recently, though historically Secret's always been this kind of up-and-down team, right, that makes big swings. After that, you're right. Mouse Sports, I guess, is the next best. They've obviously looked quite shaky as of late. Crescendo, that's Cinderen's team, right? That's like, I don't remember what the roster is offhand now. It's like Cinderen, Baby Knight, Ake.
Cinderen, Baby Knight, Ake. Trying to remember the picture they posted.
Yeah, not EGN. There's another Swede.
What's his name? Tinker Player.
Oh, Steve, Excalibur.
That's it.
So, I mean, not a bad squad, right? But obviously, when you compare them to like Liquid or OG, not quite on the same level. And then you've got Danish Bears, who, you know, they could turn up, but...
Oh, it's EGM, Ake, Cinder, and Excalibur.
Oh, it is EGM. Okay, yeah. So I had it right. And Singularity, the Polish squad, we saw at Zotac, right? Yeah, it's a big drop off. Long story short, I'm with you. And CIS, I mean, is it fair to say that CIS is one of the more underwhelming regions? The most, perhaps, of all?
It's like, I want them to be good, and I feel like they can be good, but they just haven't proved it enough lately to deserve it,
it's
sadly.
still better than South America. That's still the least, you know. You have 3 directly invited teams, Elite Wolves, Infamous, SG Esports.
I wish
CIS
had, like, this is where the wild card being kind of gone makes me a little sad, because I kind of wish that there was, like, this wild card team coming to just play from CIS. I feel like there are some teams that the second place CIS could probably play against, like, I don't know, maybe another NA team potentially, and it would still be okay. I think that would likely be fair, but then I guess we have 20 teams at TI and shit like that, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll eventually get to like 20 teams, 24 team TIs. Because it's supposed to be the best of the best, but honestly, like the top scene it's so close right now, it feels like.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
exciting.
know.
It's exciting times for DV.
I'm sort of trying to think about, like, long term. Is it possible that the number of teams just scales upward? You know, like 2 TIs from now, we could have 20 teams playing. You know, is that realistic if the competition continues to grow and Toby's predictions don't come true? You know, like, does that... That's kind of interesting to think about. That's not a solution that I had really kicked around. I mean, we had a very different discussion than the stuff that Toby posted. Maybe we should talk about that a little bit because in the last podcast, we kind of, or at least I was going ham.
Yeah, we were like alluding to it kind of, but like spreading out the money and like why, you know, there should be more money in the majors or things like that.
Yeah. So I think Toby was talking about a multitude of things, and it was more like this stack of circumstances is what is dooming us right now. It's not necessarily one of these pillars in particular that we can't overcome. It's all of them happening at the same time that gets scary, because that's like a tornado, man. It all just comes together. Though,
yeah, I think it's kind of annoying that some people were like, guys, see, this is what I think. I think it's very annoying to think that Toby was talking about being a dead game. Like, I don't think... Toby's concern is not that we're not going to hit the prize pool. His concern is that people would, like... He's distinctly saying, don't call it a dead game when we don't reach the money. Like, it's going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not going to top it, and that's fine. It's totally okay. Maybe he was being a little over the top, and maybe just to, like, drive more conversation or something like that, in the sense that, like, Valve needs to change something now, or we're doomed.
Yeah.
But there has to be change, and I don't think he was trying to be this, like... I don't know. We have to, you know... do you think Valve really thinks that they're going to get infinite money forever? I'm sure they know that, and Toby knows that too.
Yeah. I mean, that is one thing that Valve has proved themselves on, and I guess really it's Icefrog. You don't really know exactly how much the credit lies in one person versus the team or whatever else, because it's also anonymous and behind closed doors. But regardless, they've done a good job keeping the game fresh, right? And I remember, I forget what patch number it was, but when they added like Octarine Core and that whole series of items.
Oh,
like
that was like
Aetherlens.
Lotus and Glimmer and Aether. Yeah, that was...
And like,
that was hype.
That changed the game drastically, right? The whole concept of just giving spell lifesteal in an item. That opens up your mind to so much more late game potential with heroes like Zeus or Queen of Pain or who actually buy, like Leshrac, for example. You know, completely game changing for a long time on that hero. It was fucking broken. For like Lesh was the stupid pub spammer. That was wild. Like I remember talking to Cyborg Matt. I think it might have been at DAC actually. And he was saying that there was a big patch coming, and that it was going to be I think DAC is the wrong time. I forget what event it was, but that just he said Icefrog is taking risks in how they're changing the game in ways that I wasn't sure would ever happen. You know, because for a long time,
kind of like shrines and shit too. Honestly,
yeah. Well, and that was just a prelude. Yeah, it's gotten even crazier since then. But the roundabout point I'm trying to get to here is I feel like they've done a good job keeping the game fresh without ruining it. And like Sunsfan has said this on What the Duck before, that if we had suggested shrines just on What the Duck, you'd be like, guys, what if we had these things that you could just you could heal right there,
like towers,
and every 5 minutes you could teleport to it, you know, and the whole thing, we would be like, dude, that sounds fucking stupid. What are you talking about? But because it gets forced on us, and the implementation ends up being kind of good, and the devil is in the details. Any idea like that could be really shitty and stupid if implemented poorly, and kind of a cool mechanic that adds value to the game if implemented properly. So there is a track record at this point of them successfully making drastic changes to the game that a lot of us probably never thought would happen, and have people like it. Actually have people come in and say, dude, Dota is fun for me again. I was getting boring and the game was stale. Look at all the way they've changed heroes and added new things and kind of altered mechanics. They've reworked a couple heroes that has fundamentally changed them from the way they used to be.
I was a personal believer in the prize pool this year, by the way. I've locked my prediction is 25 to 26 million. I went way high.
Wow.
I know. I don't know if it's gonna get there.
I don't think I actually locked mine in. I should have. I think I would have said 20.
Gotta buy. I mean, I've seen some of those compendium levels, like fucking Jofi, dude. She's up to like 5K or some shit now.
Mm-hmm.
So someone's funding this game. Look, I got like some 2.4s on my list. Neil from DC, he's got 1.5. He's helping the squad out.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. I think 24 mil was definitely the safest bet. I think that's what most people went for, but I just wanted to be above it so I could tweet it if I ended up being right. That's kind of how I do all my predictions. I just pick something stupid in the hopes that I end up being right so I can tweet it.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. It's all about the Twitter game. I like where your head's at.
No problem. Always thinking,
Oh, my. But yeah.
How about, there was one thing actually, if we can get off are you done with that topic?
I think so. I mean, I don't think Dota's dead. Let me put it at that.
No, Dota's fine. We'll be okay.
But I do agree that we need to spread the wealth more, because I think right now there is the opportunity to help grow these other regions. And part of that conversation is like how C has 3 invites right now, or like 3 bases for qualifiers. Super deserving.
Yeah.
Like C is totally fine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is, for me, a classic one of these issues where the middle ground is what we want to shoot for. Dota is not perfect, and if we stay complacent and don't change and don't embrace some of the other positive aspects of other esports that are thriving, we might have some trouble down the road. But are we in emergency territory? Do we need to pull the ejector seat? Oh, my God, casters and players are going to start switching games. Absolutely not. Not even close. We still just raised fucking $16 million for our Super Bowl. It's still like a staggering amount of money. The team that wins will have life-changing money. All things considered, we're still ahead of the curve. We just want to keep trending that way, So
yeah.
Fucking per usual, Zyori and Trent, middle of the road. Hey guys, have you ever thought of the word compromise? I'm not sure when compromise became a bad word. Jesus, dude. Canada. I roomed with Jenkins in China, so I got a big dose of Canada.
Lad. Good. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
I like him.
Yes, although it's sometimes shitty when I room with someone who is energetic and thoughtful because we just stay up all night talking. The first 3 days, we just 5 hours straight. Just and this is another thing that really like just going in about life. It was great. It's therapeutic, but
the summit was one thing I did want to touch on. I thought it was a fantastic summit, best content of a tournament that I can remember.
See, I didn't get to watch much of it. What did I miss? What were the big highlights?
Oh yeah, because you were obviously in China.
Yeah.
You should honestly just go to the Beyond the Summit YouTube and watch some of the little clips. Like some of them are so good. They had these little bits with a lot of them were just like player involvement, so they were very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Where they would just have the players doing these like dumb little skits and stuff, and they had Grant in his referee outfit doing all of these like little games and stuff for the players. He looked adorable. Grant was looking real good. But lots of player cast. There was a full Team Secret cast, including Cyborg Matt, which was very funny. I really liked that cast, actually. It got like half flame and half praise, which means that's how you know it was really good. So it was actually different. But I thoroughly enjoyed it, mostly because I will shift through any shit to hear players talk about some of those ideas and part of the game. And tell you one thing that showed was Kezu, man. That guy he knows his shit. He's just not some new kid on the block. He's definitely a very thinking player. Like him and Puppy were the ones leading a lot of the discussion. And it was often like Puppy agreeing with Kezu about stuff. So he's very smart when it comes to current Dota stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was part of what was so fun about this China event. I mean, it sucks that there were so many tech issues that, made things difficult and added a lot of stress behind the scenes. And I went back and watched the videos of the finals, and like the audio quality was really brutal. It just there's no bass and it's tinny and it's just really it's not pleasant to listen to. It's just a little bit jarring. It's like watching a TV where the alternator's starting, or not the whatever, the fucking thing that stops it from being all flashy and shitty. but I felt like the quality of the panels overall were actually quite good. And there's something to be said for events where you have a group of people where everybody is just excited to be doing something and they're ready to roll with the punches and they're like not holding back. You know, there's genuine discussion. People like Jenkins and Brax and like Nahaz, none of them are really afraid to quote unquote look stupid or say something silly. So if they have an opinion, they'll just say it. And if they disagree with each other, they just start going in, you know? And it's amazing. Like Nahaz said something about, like, we were talking about in the finals, I think, a sunstrike on a DK at enemy shrine while he was healing up, right? Gets the kill. And Jenkins and I were like, dude, that's fucking huge. This Invoker now, like, the whole crux of that game is it's going to take Invoker 20 minutes to come online, and the push might be too much. You get a kill like that at 12 minutes on the DK, it completely shifts the momentum, right? Invoker, now #1 on net worth. He's that much closer to his Aghanims, and DK takes a step back. And Nas said in the heat of the moment, oh, that Sunstrike doesn't matter. I would have hit that Sunstrike. And Jenkins was like, dude, no, you fucking wouldn't. Are you kidding me? That is huge. And like Jenkins got all triggered and they started arguing about it. And it's fucking great. You know, like just seeing people with that energy and that kind of like passion to argue with each other and then take it onto the panel. It's so much fucking better than those panels where it's the host pulling teeth out of one person being like, what do you think? Oh, interesting. Now, how do you think? It's just like, I spent a lot of time just sitting there because they were having such good conversation with each other.
That's some good shit right there, actually. That's funny.
I disagree with Mr. Winworth. I think Jenkins looked good, actually. I was really surprised that he had a lot of good stuff to say. He's, you know, obviously he's not a well-polished broadcaster, and I think he needs to work on saying more with less words. You know, he's not particularly articulate compared to, you know, most analysts you're used to hearing, but it's cool to hear that kind of raw, almost like train of thought from a captain who's playing on a somewhat competitive team right now, you know? And it's kind of rare that players like that really open up, because a lot of the time they don't want to reveal the information they know or like reveal a weakness or just give potential opponents anything. But, you know, he found that cool middle ground, and Brax is, you know, a great enabler for that stuff because, you know, Brax doesn't give a shit. He says whatever he wants.
Slacks is inviting me to join a party.
Slacks is?
Guy does not realize what's happening.
No, he's confused as fuck.
Classic Slacks. What else was going on? Oh, well, anyway, the big story of the summit, I'm not sure if you would have found out because, as you said, you were at Galaxy Palace, was VP. Now, obviously, they won, but did you hear about how they did it and all the heroes and all that shenanigans?
Well, I heard that they didn't repeat heroes or something, right? Yeah, so
basically, it seems to have come from a bunch of different reasons. So there was this one thing they had they were flamed by casters apparently a lot, saying that they had a very small hero pool. And but VP, they obviously came second at Kiev, and they were guaranteed a slot to TI. So why, you know, they felt like the last time going to events, they often got figured out because they were just throwing their strats at a tournament, and maybe you win the tournament, but then you go to the big tournament and everyone kind of knows what you're doing and they have this idea. So why not just pick all these heroes in a tournament that doesn't really matter for you because you're already guaranteed TI and beat everybody? And I mean, how? Like, oh my God, how demoralizing is that to lose those games? These guys literally just picked fucking whatever. That's actually insane. And the craziest thing is that Secret started banning heroes they hadn't picked in the grand final. That was their strategy. I remember Yapsor tweeting before it started. He said, the way we're preparing for this grand final is actually ridiculous. But that's what they did. They just started banning the heroes they haven't played yet, which, you know, it's a little BM in a sense. It kind of ruins the fun, but Secret, I do think probably could have gotten invited to TI if they won that. So do whatever you can to win.
Wow. But
it was crazy.
That's insane, dude. They actually started banning heroes that just would
would have fit the VP challenge in that sense.
I like that though. I like that they're doing something crazy. It is nuts that they won. That is what makes that an interesting.
The final game, they had to double pick a couple heroes because they were like, all right, apparently they flipped a coin in the lobby, and that's what determined, like, because they made it to game 5, the heroes that were left were super shitty, and they said, all right, guys, are we going all in and finishing the challenge, or for game 5 of the grand final, are we just gonna pick some good heroes? And they flipped a coin, or they rolled or something is what it was, and so they decided they would just pick good heroes.
Okay.
So,
well,
Suns fan strat, the roll in lobby.
That's fair enough, but still kind of oddly admirable in some sort of weird way. Wow. Now I really want to go back and watch those games, though. Knowing that sounds sick. I mean, how lucky for BTS, dude. I mean, that's awesome that you end up with this.
Oh, yeah. That's like
sick
the coolest thing of
grand
all time.
finals where like one of the teams is just sort of like openly doing the A to Z challenge or some shit. Like, that's awesome. Yeah. That's so cool. That's the kind of stuff that you can't count on. But when it happens, that's got to be sweet. That's cool.
Oh, let me see as well, because I'm pretty sure I've watched every single series from the summit, every game and every cast, and as well as I believe Wikipedia did something pretty cool. Yes, they labeled all the guest casters on the entirety of the Summit 7 bracket. So if you go there and you go over series, you can see who was guest casting. If there's no guest casters, there won't be like a little thing. There'll be no names. But for example, if you guys were to click Team VGJ versus Naz Bensir, you would see there was Jeremy Lin, casting Navi and VGJ. How cool is that? And these little names there. Wow. And if you go to Team Secret DC, it says Eternal Envy and Pile I Die. That's a really good series to watch, by the way. Envy and Pile I Die were great on the couch. Highly recommend that series.
Wow, that's cool.
Who else was good? Bulba and Envy for the LGD Secret was pretty good too. And what were some of the other highlight ones? There was one with Yao, which was pretty cool, between VP and Team NP. So Jack's on the couch translating. That was pretty enjoyable.
How was Jeremy Lin?
I haven't actually seen. That is the one I did not watch because I was just watching all the ones with the pro players. So I didn't particularly care, but it's kind of cool. Navi 2-0'd VGJ, so
yeah.
Definitely a replay. I'll probably go back and watch, but not necessarily a cast.
I would love to be a fly on the wall and just hear that Jeremy Lin motivational speech. Come on, guys. I don't even know what he sounds like. I have no idea.
I'm sure that was about right.
I'm sure he's got a deep voice, though, right? He has to.
Yeah. Oh, and Virtus Pro LGD. Actually, the Ghostic Bulbacast was my favorite of the professional duos.
Really?
So, okay. Yes. I thoroughly enjoyed that one.
See, now... okay, yeah. I feel like we need a sports person for this hub, dude. I told Maud, I was like, yo, get that hockey goalie that you're friends with. He plays games with some NHL goalie. I don't know what his name is or what team he's on, but...
yeah, I forget who it is, too. I think he might be from Buffalo, though.
Keep bringing in sports people.
Ugh.
Well, hockey's done now, right? That's actually a real thing. That's
true.
That's why Blake couldn't come. They're in preseason now. They're like training or whatever.
Training camp.
Yeah.
Boo.
Well, you got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Can you believe that?
It's a worthy trade-off.
You know, Jeremy Lin wasn't busy though because he was out of the playoffs, so must have been nice.
Oh.
I think they were all done by then anyway. I don't follow NBA, but it just wrapped up. This is like the bad season of sports, right? It's like only baseball. I'm not crazy.
That sounds about right. I think baseball just started.
Yeah.
Well, by just started maybe a month ago or something like that. I don't know. Baseball is my least favorite by a long shot.
I don't get it. I can't stand it. I like watching the highlights. Some of that stuff's kind of cool. I'll watch the final inning. I'll watch the ninth. But it's boring, dude. It takes forever.
I think a lot of people say part of the experience is like going and being like on a nice day and it's just they're sort of like outside and drinking beer and shit. It's like the other stuff that we talked about. It's the peripheral around it, the activities that go along with enjoying a ball game. Yes.
And now one thing I think you think was kind of cool. So in the NHL, we now have a expansion team this year. Okay, the Las Vegas Golden Knights. So these guys paid $500 million to enter a new team into the league.
Why?
So, because they want to expand, man. They want to make some money. They want to be the first team in Vegas.
All right.
So
what is it? The Golden Knights? What the fuck kind of a name is that?
They couldn't name themselves the Black Knights because it's owned by a Canadian Canadian what's it called, Ontario Hockey League team, basically. So that's what I heard, is that they wanted to name it Black Knights, but that's too bad. Haha, suckers. So they're the Golden Knights. Kind of works for the whole Vegas thing anyway, honestly, right? All that cash.
I guess.
So,
I like simplistic things.
I know, buddy. So I'm getting to that.
All right.
So now this is the coolest part of the whole expansion draft. This year, to give these guys a pretty big hype advantage, all teams in the league were able to protect. There were basically some rules. Essentially, it came down to around 10 players, like so many forwards, so many defenders. You had a couple different options. You can protect one of your goalies, but you also had to leave one goalie out. And so the Las Vegas Golden Knights got to pick one player from every single team. They had to pick one player from every single team to make their team.
Wow.
So you could protect a lot of your younger guys and a lot of your best players, but some teams, they had guys that were available, and it was kind of rough. So, like, some teams lost some of their better players. In fact, my dear Minnesota Wild, who I love to cheer for, two of our best players, kind of. Eric Stahl, I was kind of hoping they would take Stahl because he's kind of old and shit, but he was exposed. And then Matt Dumba, he was the best defenseman, in my opinion, on the whole list, but Minnesota made some sort of a deal, shoved off Holla. Matt Holla, rest in peace, dude. Thanks for taking one for the team, but
wow,
they were scary. I thought my team was going to lose one of their best players, but can you imagine now? See, this is what I want to get to. What if Dota had like this league system? And imagine if there was like an expansion draft where you just got to make your dream team out of these like tier 2 players. Oh, wow. I wonder if we'll ever get there. Wouldn't that be something?
I don't. That's hard to fathom. I didn't even realize that's how it worked in the NHL, dude. That's insane. So they just crafted this new team. How do you get morale in that team? You have all these individuals who just have their contracts ripped out from under them, basically. They're now this shitty Vegas Golden Knight team. All right, guys, we're going to get out there and give 110%. My God, that's nuts.
It is pretty cool, though.
So what's the projection? Are people thinking they look good? Like, is this team set up to succeed?
They actually look great, dude. Like, most of the expansion teams are terrible when they come in. But they kind of really help these guys out. So I think that they're going to do pretty well. They like one of the cooler things, and this is like a good story from it, is that there was this goalie for Pittsburgh, the team that just won the Stanley Cup. Fleury, he used to play in Nova Scotia on the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles, so I used to go to his games quite a bit when he played against the Mooseheads.
Mm-hmm.
Very good goalie, one of the best in the whole league overall. But he was on a team with one of the other best goalies in the whole league. So what can you do? Like, the other guy's younger. And Fleury carried them through a lot of the playoffs. He did great, but then the other guy came back in and he won, and that was great. But now Fleury's like, man, I want to be a number 1 goalie. I'm a good goalie. So this whole Vegas situation ended up being a way that now he's on a team and he's like the franchise player. So it's kind of cool. There you go.
Fuck, dude, the other day, Carlo and I were looking up the stats of, what's his name? Yager?
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude.
Yamir Yager?
What a legend.
Dude, that guy's like 45, right? He's been playing professional hockey longer than he hasn't. He joined the league when he was like 18, and he's been playing for like 25 years.
Yeah, he's let's see. Teams he has played for: the Panthers, the Penguins, the Capitals, the Rangers, the Flyers, the Stars, the Bruins, and the Devils. All in the NHL.
Jesus, dude. He's nuts.
Crazy. Yeah.
Dude,
he's been playing so long that he's played for 2 national teams, the Czech Republic and Czechoslovakia.
That's actually pretty funny. And the thing is, he's still good, right? He's still
he's actually amazing. He's actually so legit. Fun to watch, dude. He's like this relic of like older hockey where he doesn't have that speed, but man, has he got the grace, dude. It's indescribable. He's beautiful to watch. Exceptionally good player.
How has he not been injured though? Like Lindros, right? He had to stop playing because they just kept beating the fuck out of him. Is this guy just like, is he so graceful people can't even hit him?
He's just a big dude. He works out a lot. I know that. All right. But I don't know. I guess that's a good question. He's definitely close, but I think he just one more year, right?
But haven't they been saying that for literally like 6 or 7 years for him now? Like,
yeah, they really have actually. He's probably going. I'm not sure who the oldest was. I don't remember how old Chelios played.
Yeah, this is where my hockey knowledge is limited. I only know the big stars.
That's okay. What is he now? He's 55. Okay, so he didn't play that long then. Hockey. The good times. I mean, he's only 45. He's a young man. Think about that. Like, he looks old compared to all the players, but people are that's the thing now. I have friends whose parents are like 60, and I'm like, your parents are 60? And I look at them like, they don't look 60.
Yeah.
He's got a good 15 years left, I reckon.
But you also hear the opposite thing, like kids that want to be professional baseball players, they're like getting that surgery where they take the tendon out of your arm and put it up here. And, that's usually what they give people that are like 35 at the tail end of their career. And there's 16-year-old kids getting that fucking surgery where people are getting burned out too early, too young because everyone's going ham trying to be the best of the best. Joe Sakic. Oh, fuck
dude,
yeah,
Grant,
dude.
I have been looking for like this Nordiques Sakic jersey. I really want one. Yeah, Joe Sakic is one of my favorite players of all time. Obviously, being a Colorado man, Grant, I can understand why he's the legend in your heart.
Another Avalancher.
Yeah. Patrick Roy.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember who the goalie was though.
Patrick Roy.
Oh, he was the goalie?
He was. Yeah, man.
Oh, shit.
He was the man.
Where is Joe Sakic from? Is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There you go.
Sakic.
Look, Conrad, my hometown hero. Oh, I didn't know that's where he was from.
There you go.
Ray Bork. Oh, Ray Bork. When him lifting that cup brings tears to my eyes.
Oh. It was pretty hype, though, watching that Sweden versus Canada shootout when I was in Sweden. I won't lie. I was sitting in that little Turkish cafe on the edge of my seat watching that shit.
We'll get a good hockey game one of these times. Sometime when I'm there, there'll be hockey on, and we'll have to go.
That's true. Yeah, there's no hockey right now. Fuck.
No, she just ended, buddy.
We could have gone to an Avalanche game. Too bad.
I know.
Suck.
That would be the dream. I would just lose my shit.
Oh God!
Apple Bure.
It came to my attention. Have you seen the Mighty Ducks movies, Trent?
Yes. I've been looking for a Paul Correa Mighty Ducks jersey, but I can't find a good one.
So they were talking about ducks and Disney and shit, alluding to that in Twitch chat. I typed quack quack. Gareth goes, "Why are you quacking?" And then he continued to get pummeled by everyone in Twitch chat that explained to him what the Mighty Ducks are. To me, it sounds like he has not seen the Mighty Ducks. And I'm thinking that, he's staying a day after when the hub is done. I think we need to marathon Mighty Ducks D1, D2, and D3, baby.
I think we just do D1. I don't think I can handle them all.
Oh, dude, D2 is where it's at.
Do you know Disney stopped sending all those things? Because remember, you used to get Disney stuff at McDonald's, but they... I remember getting the Mighty Duck toys.
Happy Meals? Yeah, okay.
But they didn't want to be associated with childhood obesity, so they quietly cut ties.
Yeah, man.
So you don't get Disney stuff in your Happy Meals anymore.
I remember
it used to be every Disney thing.
They changed the way McDonald's was able to advertise that shit. When we were kids, I remember watching 90s cartoons and seeing the McDonald's commercials where they are clearly pandering to children. It's just all about the toys, and then it's like, McDonald's, tell your parents. And then like in the late 90s, they changed it. And they're like, you can't fucking do this anymore. And I think McDonald's kind of realized it was a losing battle, and they didn't want a repeat of that hot coffee thing where they spilled the coffee on that lady and burned the fuck out of her crotch. Yeah, they realized that they needed to just start moving away from that on their own, and they've really... Happy Meals are shittier now. You get apples instead of fucking French fries, and the toy is not even really a toy because they don't want kids to like it that much. They really... They changed their tone on that. I'm not going to lie, man. McDonald's has come a long way. They've made a lot of changes for the better. It's still not great. If they got rid of trans fats, right? Because they were legally obligated to, but they still did it. Here we are.
You want to? You really want to put some people on tilts here?
Yes.
Okay. Opinions on Team Veggies being in the qualifiers again, and then making and they're just going to GG. So last time they got in a lot of shit. Seemed like there were a lot of angry people. People weren't down. Very upset that they just GG'd out because they would have qualified to the regional, right? Like they would have been actually in the actual qualifier.
Yes.
But then they GG'd out. They forfeit. They let the other team go. Personally, I just can't find a sound argument to prohibit them from playing. I'm fine with it. I think it makes sense why they're doing it. I think it's fun. Like I don't see the difference between them playing and my 2K friends playing. Because my 2K friends play, and all the same logic and arguments about them throwing matches or not being worth it, or I don't know. I'm not against it. And I actually agree with the argument that if you can't beat them, then what's the point? Mm-hmm. That's personally my opinion.
So I think it's again a middle road scenario where it's not objectively wrong or against the rules, but it's kind of in bad taste.
Damn it! I was hoping you'd be more against it. I mean, I don't disagree with you. It's definitely in bad taste.
For real, though. I mean, that's it, though. It's same deal as if a team was, let's say, a North American team that was all Canadians and Americans went down to Peru and played in the South American qualifier because it's an easy invite.
No, that's different though, because these guys are intentionally losing the last game. They're intentionally.
For sure. It's totally different. Yeah. I'm just saying that is not explicitly against the rules, and a team could have chosen to do that. It's just in bad taste, and it would have pissed people off. There's no reason why they can't, aside from people are going to say you're a fucking douchebag. So, people, they know at this point some people are going to be upset about it. So obviously they're just saying, well, fuck it. We still want to play. It still makes us what I don't know. I don't understand the motivation. I guess it's just good PR, right? They also stream it. It's cool to see how a team works. Yeah, I mean, it's cool content. Does that outweigh the con of some tier 3 team doesn't get pummeled in the regionals. I mean, honestly, it's hard for me to give a shit about that proverbial situation, you know?
Right, but yeah, and as Garrett's pointing out right now, the whole idea is that match fix. I saw Renessa was tweeting a bunch of stuff saying that like all these people are banned from match fixing. Are they not match fixing? Are they, you know, they're just like intentionally when they get to that game, it's a predetermined outcome that they're just going to lose.
But does it change that they announce it ahead of time? So what happens if you bet on that? Can you bet on that match?
I'm sure you can't. I mean, if there's some not in the know place, I guess.
Could you have bet on the last one when they threw it intentionally where
I don't think so.
It wasn't. What makes you say I don't think so, dude? I feel like you can bet on every fucking game. The qualifiers are huge for the betting sites. You fucking kidding me? Why do you think they're sponsoring this goddamn hub?
Do you really think there's any team that would? I mean, I can't. There must be. I feel like they actually have people on these sites that at least know something.
Okay,
right?
To be fair, it's opens, so they probably don't. They all right. No, you're right. I flipped out for no reason. They don't run.
Okay.
They don't run books on open games like that. Probably. You're right. Okay, but, my bad.
But even without the bets, it's still the idea of you're just losing the game. But at the other hand, I think this is like very good practice for people to be doing this as casters.
But exactly. But isn't the analogy of like, well, look at all these other players that have been banned for match fixing. The reason they're banned is because they actually put money on it.
I agree.
It's not just that they threw the games. It's that they threw the games and personally profited off of bets that they placed. That's different from saying, guys, we're going into this. We're casters. We're going to play as far as we can. But when we get to the end, we're going to tap out because we have to cast and we can't play. If I don't know, you say that ahead of time, you're doing it. People really like the content. There's a core audience that say, yeah, you should fucking do it. We love being able to see the insight of how teams operate. You know, go for it, man. I don't know. I don't think it's that. I think calling it unethical is a bit grandiose and looking for a headline, personally.
We agree on too many things to have a podcast together.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I just I'm not gonna lie. When I saw, I was ready to like kind of to fiend about it, and like I kind of went into this idea that a lot of people would be of this opinion, but like Gareth, my bro, I think he's pretty against it. That's cool, man. I was surprised. I was ready to like fiend the other way and like make fun of everyone who was getting angry at the fact they're playing, but now I'm making fun of Gareth. Gareth, I don't get you, bud.
All right, fucking bring him on TeamSpeak, dude. Let's do this thing. Let's bring on the first live Zyori podcast debate, the Trent Pax Power Hour.
I don't have time for that. I have to leave soonish.
Well, that's
sorry, bud. Maybe next time. Once they win the qualifier because the other team GG's first.
Yeah.
Then what?
Well, yeah. There you go.
No, you are the rightful advancer. The other team is GG's the second the draft starts.
That would actually be pretty funny. It would be like that South Park episode where they're both trying to lose, you know? Yeah, I don't know what would happen there. It's just like, no, really, but we have to default. Does it just go to the third place team?
I guess so.
Play it out from the round prior? I have no idea. That's such a weird fringe case. I'm sure there probably isn't an explicit plan
someone make
in the
it happen,
rules.
Guys. Get your stack. You gotta meet up with veggies, and you gotta GG before them in the final. Should be easy. Totally not RNG whatsoever in terms of brackets or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
But that little bit of match fixing stuff that we're talking about, I mean, that is a big case for why people say, you know, actual betting sites like Betway, for example, that are licensed and only operate in the white legal area, and they don't do any gray stuff. You know, if it's at all questionable, they don't fucking do it because it's not worth the risk. That stuff is regulated so much that you can sort of trust in a lot of ways that their ads are tailored properly and they're not marketing to minors and, you know, they're not using unethical practices and all this kind of stuff. It's these fucking crazy skin lotto websites that are the complete opposite because it's unregulated and they can do whatever they want. And
they're
even if
pretty hard right now.
And even if they claim that they're doing it all by the book, you're still basically trusting them. You know, same deal. That's why the poker sites got shut down in North America because there was no control, and when they investigated, they found out that they were not doing what they said they were doing, right? They were skimming much more money than they actually claimed and all this kind of shit. So, and this is worth mentioning, Trent, because, you know, our good buddies, Lootmarket and Lootcase, shut down.
Yeah, they got flamed pretty hard. They were, like, basically directly named in a lot of the accusations.
Yeah.
And they said no, though. They I believe they put out a press release saying, hey, I know a lot of sites probably do a bunch of shady shit, but we don't. Our stuff is actually all regulated.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's hard to know exactly what's going on. Richard Lewis posted a hit piece on them, which kind of makes you wonder if that set things in motion. But it was kind of an interesting article that raised some pretty good questions. Loot Case came back. It was for Loot Case in particular, because there was some, it's like the whole RNG thing. Same as the way you open Valve chests. There's a whole bunch, and the more you open, the more it's whatever. So basically disagreement about how those odds are calculated and the trustworthiness of the system and all that kind of stuff. Loot Case came back with a direct response right away, which, I don't know. There are multiple schools of thought.
Really nice.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what it was.
Multiple schools of thought on that stuff, where some people say you got to come out hard so people don't think that you have any, like, if you're not mad, then people think you have something to hide. Then other people think if you come out of the gate swinging, it's because they hit a nerve and you're insecure about it and you feel like you need to defend yourself and all this kind of shit. So who the fuck really knows? But what I do know is shortly after that, Valve banned all of the bots that run Loot Market and Loot Case. So whether or not that shit's true, all of the items that are on those bots of trades that are happening when they get shut down are just fucking gone, just banned. So a ton of people that use those websites lost a lot of money. So whether or not Valve even unbanned those accounts or whatever, all that shit's lost. So now all those people are pissed off and it ruins the brand for those companies. That's part of the tactic, right? It's not, you don't have to legally fight them. You just have to cripple them in a way where people are like, well, fuck that. I can't trust them anymore. I lost my 3 Arcanas trying to trade them with my friend or whatever your problem is.
Yeah, it's actually insane.
Whatever. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that stuff. Obviously there was a big issue with Loot Market and Digital Chaos back in the day when Sunsfan was at the helm. So I have mixed feelings. I've had personal dealings with Loot Market, some okay, some not okay. It's up and down. They're a scary sponsor to work with, and we've considered working with them a number of times, and obviously now hindsight's 2020. Glad we avoided that one. That would have been fun PR to try to explain. They wanted us to do a Moonduck loot case. I should show you the Skype logs. It's like me texting Brax. One side has all these messages, and the other side just says okay once every 2 weeks. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like a hard thing to market. Hey guys, buy this chest. Zyori likes Dazzle. You might win a Dazzle item.
Hey, that sounds good, dude. That'd be great. I'm in.
Yeah. We should do a Moonduck loot case, huh? Well,
I don't know what my hero would be.
We missed
probably
it.
Crystal Maiden, actually.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like if we all had sets in the game, if we were a team of players and we all had sets in, I think that's a cool idea.
It
right?
is pretty neat, actually.
A chest of like custom items that actually have to do with that player. But if it's just, hey, this is Zyori's favorite Dazzle pipe. Oh, this is Trent's favorite Crystal Maiden mantle. Does anybody really care that much? Is that really driving sales? I'm not sure. I'm not.
I lost a Crystal Maiden game yesterday with Slacks and Mott. I was on a 5-game Crystal Maiden win streak. Oh, well, actually, yeah, 5-game Crystal Maiden win streak.
Brutal. I got another second in PUBG 2 nights ago.
Oh, did you? I won my first solo, actually. Was pretty satisfying, I have to say. I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it feels good. I got rocked in the one where I got second. Dude, the guy killed me one-shot headshot with a car because I only had a level 2 helmet for the win. I didn't even see him. I had no clue. I was just throwing grenades at random trees trying to scare him, and he never popped out.
Oh,
not a great way to get second, but still, from his perspective, it was probably clutch as shit. Headshot for the win. I'm sure.
My solo win was I got pretty lucky on the circle. Well, not really lucky. I was pretty smart about where I was positioning and stuff, but basically the circle, rather than being like one of those ones that goes like way to the edge or anything, when it's like the last 3 circles, they were like kept being in the middle. So I just kind of get to like keep the same line that I was doing, and everyone was slowly closing in. But I killed the guy next to me with a ghillie suit, and I stole that. Oh my god.
Ooh.
I was just a bushman for the rest of the game. I'd like kill one dude and walk forward like 10 more paces, then kill another dude.
Yeah.
And then so then it wound up that there was this little hill, and I'm on one side, and there's like 7 dudes on the other side. It's a pretty small circle, and I had like 9 total grenades or 10 of like, I had frags and concussions and smokes, and I just started lobbing shit over this hill, and the bullets were just flying. It was like Normandy on the other side of the hill, and I'm the only guy on this side, so all I can hear is these bullets flying, the little names popping up, and eventually there was only one of them, and I went up and killed them.
Damn,
it's pretty great.
It
was a pretty lame way to win, but it was pretty funny because I can only imagine what the other side looked like.
Mott and I had a duo game just like that, where we came over a hill and there were 3 other squads all battling. So I was just like, Mod, are we doing this? And he said, let's go. We both had suppressors, and we were just laying fire over the fight. It was great. We ran over there, literally 6 loot boxes in duos. Oh, it was sweet.
It's so fun. It's a very fun game, dude. If you guys haven't got into it yet, I'm sure you've all seen it by now. I think they just sold 3 million copies.
PUBG, dude.
Crazy.
It is the hot shit. And
it is.
It's rare that I find a new game that I want to play more than just a fad. I was like craving it. We were watching streams of it when we had off days in China because of the typhoon.
Oh yeah,
we were just chilling watching it. It was a lot of fun. But all right, Trent.
Oh, sorry, 4 million copies. My mistake.
4 million. God damn.
Yeah.
Well, Trent, we made it, dude. We did another hour and 10-minute podcast. Ain't no thing. So yeah, you're coming up pretty soon here, like less than 2 days. You're going to be in Old Colorado. There will be a Moonduck Hub announcement coming pretty soon here, folks. We're still working on the details there, but of course, we are doing something. There are folks upstairs right now working on said announcement with said content, so should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it, and we certainly have some surprises up our sleeves. I've been teasing the store, and it's actually going to be close, dude. We are going to be debuting the store pretty soon also. I've been saying this for months, Trent, so I'm going to keep saying it. And now people don't know if it's true or not. It feels good. It feels good. All right. I think that's it. I don't have any other announcements, buddy. China was cool. We'll probably have more details about that in What the Duck. We need to do a What the Duck. Maybe we should do one in real life when people are here.
Yeah, you guys are... I thought you were supposed to do that like today.
Well, yeah, but they're working on other stuff. We keep getting distracted.
Okay. They're actually busy.
It's
but you guys
busy
should do
time.
one in the living room. Set up a mic. Have a little live What the Duck.
A live What the Duck. I could do that pretty easily, actually. Just plug a mixer into a computer. We're getting a new table. We're going to IKEA, so I need to break down this setup and redo it. So we've got it's like crunch time, man. We got a lot of shit coming up.
How many hours until the first? Let me look. Actually, I will double check.
Until the first game.
The very first.
I think it's 3 full days. So it's like 72 hours.
Oh yeah, it is. Actually, you're right.
It's still a little while. We got a fair bit of time.
So if we go.
And
main qualifiers.
Those frames we dropped earlier, that was not the internet shit in the bed. That was Slack's uploading a lot of videos to YouTube and Google Drive. So that that explains it.
Who's the first region? Is it China or are they last?
C is the first China, or first region rather.
Okay, let me check. We'll get the countdown going here, guys. Southeast Asia. First game is 2 days, 7 hours, and 12 minutes.
Okay, so I was pretty close. I said 3 full days, 2.5.
Yeah,
all right.
2 days, 7 hours. Wow, that is soon, dude.
Yeah,
that is really soon. So I get there.
There's not much buffer. It's going to be kind of brutal.
Not. Woo! All right. I'll see you there. I'll see y'all there.
Absolutely. So, guys, remember you can find this podcast on iTunes, Zyori Podcast. You can find it on YouTube as well, youtube.com/moonducktv if you joined us late. And, of course, both of us on Twitter, at TrentPax and at Zyori TV. We'll be back with another episode probably in 2 weeks or something. Maybe we'll do a special one since Trent is staying after at the Hub. 4th of July Madness. That's probably what... Yeah. Do a 4th of July special. There you go. Americana. We'll have to come up with
I only have Captain America underpants. I don't have any other American clothing.
We might have to go shopping.
I'll just have to wear my underpants.
We can fix that.
That's another solution, I suppose.
Dude, that's the only way to do it. You're going to get the full American treatment. We're going to buy stuff, right? Consumerism. All right, guys, that's it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Moonduck Hub starts in 2 days. See you later.
Moonduck Hub.